Good afternoon, folks. I'd like to tell you about the exposure compensation that comes from the iPhone when you're filming. Now, you might not be using an iPhone, so it's not for you, but for everyone else, I find that the camera on the iPhone overexposes in both, well, all settings, especially sunlight, and at the end of the day when it's darker and interior surroundings. Now, the problem is when it's really strong sunlight, you're going to get these really harsh overexposed areas on your face and your skin, like that. And when you're inside or in darker conditions, the overexposure is going to reduce the quality because it's letting in more light. And to do that, it's got to use more sensitivity, which means more noise, which you don't want. Yes, that will mean that the video is slightly darker once you've compensated, but the quality's there. You just can't fake a large sensor, which the iPhone doesn't have. So I'm going to show you an example in this harsh sunlight right now by reducing the exposure. So what you've got to do is open the photo app, select video, tap the little arrow here on the left side of the screen, and that opens up another set of options on the right. Now in the top right, you'll see a little plus minus in a circle. Tap that, and it'll bring up a digital dial. So if you put your thumb on it and move it up and down, you'll see it's set for 0.0. That's its standard exposure. Now, what I've been doing recently is underexposing by about a stop. So one stop of light is from 0 to 1 or 0 to -1, and you're going +1 or -1 in exposure. So go to -1, and that should give you the best quality. Now, in these harsh sunlight conditions, you might even want to go a bit further and experiment, because to be honest, all iPhones are different. Mine's a slightly older model, and yours might do the exposure slightly differently, handle it better. Android phones might handle it better. So experiment with this. So for now, what we'll do is we'll go to -1. So I've just started recording again, underexposed by one stop. That's the sunlight now. We'll go to 2 just to see how far that takes it. Okay, and here we are at -2 full stops of light. Now it should be exposing my skin very well, but there'll be some harsh shadows. So until I get it onto the computer myself, I'm not going to see this, but I'm pretty sure that -1 will be plenty. Might need to go 1.3, but experiment with yourself, what you're happy with, because you might not like the result. You might prefer the shadow detail coming out. You might prefer it lighter in darker conditions. But I'll show you an example of when I went underexposed by one stop yesterday when I was at a nature reserve. And you can see you'd have to really see it on a larger television, but my face is quite blotchy with the camera's own exposure. But when I underexposed by one stop, you can see the sharpness and clarity does come out, even though the entire screen is a bit more dark. But I prefer that. And if you're videoing and you want people to get a sense of the time of day, there's no point in you filming and saying, oh, it's really dark right now, and all they're seeing is really bright conditions. Hope this has been helpful, folks. Give me a like and comment anything you want to know.